June 10th for Mayweather McGregor. Good.
Yes.
Good googly moogly.
It's fucking happening.
How is that going to happen?
What do you mean?
How you think the UFC and Mayweather come to an agreement?
Yes, that's what's happening.
And
Because
Conor comes to an
T-Mobile in
agreement?
Vegas is in cahoots with the UFC. I guarantee UFC's involved.
But the report, who knows who made that report?
Pretty legit.
You might
I
have
bet.
did it on the way over here.
I might have. I think it's gonna happen, man.
Wow, you really think so?
I really do. And you're asking me commentating it, so let's just figure this out now. You want to talk
June
logistics?
10th.
What are you doing June 10th? Probably companion with me.
Man. I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, if you're not commentating, we need to do a giant companion for it and fucking
that would
celebrate the shit out of it.
I would prefer that, honestly.
June 10th.
June 10th.
It's about to get real.
Not if my man Mayweather throws you that TMT money.
I don't think they really care about me commentating. They'd probably want Max Kellerman or the boxing people
Bro,
to do it.
Max Kellerman and you,
It would be fun. I would love to do it with them, but
that's the
it's
attitude.
a boxing match. You know, that's their world.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was an
They don't know
MMA match
Conor, though.
and he was sitting down next to me doing commentary, you know, I think that would be a little odd too.
Not if Floyd was just doing boxing in the octagon. You know what I'm saying?
You think it'd be in an octagon?
Well, no. I'm saying if the roles were reversed.
Oh,
like I think
right.
you could talk about moving Conor's history because they're not going to know shit. Let's be real.
Right.
They're going to be like Shannon Sharp talking about UFC. It's
Right.
tough to listen to. It's going to be good to have someone who's knowledgeable break down like Conor's history, how he came here, how he got his movement, what he's known for. I think that's super important. You have to have
For
a guy
people who
with
don't
UFC
watch
knowledge.
UFC.
Yeah, because you're getting a shitload of new boxing.
You know what sounds
fans
better?
Tune in.
Hanging out with you guys, smoking weed, watching it right here. That sounds so much better.
I just want my dear friend Joe Rogan part of the biggest fight of combat history.
I'm good. I'd like
It'd
to
be a
sit
big deal.
right here.
You're crazy. You don't think that's the biggest fight in history?
I'll
Is
live
it? You think
tweet
it's the
it.
biggest fight in history? Bigger than
Yeah.
Ali,
Yeah.
Frazier?
Yes, number-wise, yeah.
Yeah, it's the biggest
Yeah.
fight ever.
Biggest pay-per-view ever.
Because it brings in two worlds. It brings in the UFC world, and there's one guy who's unquestionably the biggest star in the UFC, unquestionably by a long shot. And then you bring in a guy who has been one of the biggest moneymakers in the history of boxing.
Change the game.
The only guy to go 49-0 other than Rocky Marciano. I mean, he's like right there, and we'd love to break Rocky Marciano's record. And then, you know what, man? When people want to do things like break someone's record, and you want to do it so bad that you take on a guy who's never had a boxing match before, and then that guy starches you.
It'd be so sick.
It'd be
so sick.
I mean, it's not
If
like
he does that, I'm going to build a
if he
shrine
did
to
it,
him and pray to it every day.
There's something
I might
about
get a
that
tattoo
dude,
on my
man.
neck.
I'm telling you, there's something about that dude. He's got something going on.
Magic.
He's got a little something extra special, but he would need everything to line up. It would have to be the McGregor or Mayweather would have to dismiss him as a threat. He'd have to not train hard enough. He'd have to not seriously consider the possibility that Conor connects on him and knocks him out.
Right.
And then Conor would have to do some roughhousing. He would have to hold him in the
get
clinch.
nasty, yeah.
He'd have to hold him and hit him. He'd have to try to get off as many shots and bully him around and wear him out.
It's a possibility.
It's a possibility. He's a much
It would be
bigger man.
nuts.
He's a much bigger
Quick, too,
man.
for how big he is.
Yeah.
Very, very quick.
But if you compare the two of them frame-wise, like what if they ever do it and they're standing right at each other, looking down at each other, doing eye to eye, you're going to go, oh, shit.
Yeah, Conor's way bigger.
Because you remember when Eddie Alvarez was going eye to eye with Conor and you realize how big Conor's head is? You're like, Jesus
just
Christ.
overall, just a bigger dude. From shoulders, his legs.
Yeah.
He's a big fuck. I mean, he can make that 145-pound cut when he's on death's door. But Mayweather makes it easy.
What are they going to fight at? 45?
That's a good question.
No.
Mayweather was fighting at 154 his last
54.
few fights.
Wow.
So I bet they do it at like 55, 60 maybe.
Maybe. Depends
Who
on
knows?
what Mayweather's comfortable with.
But I think in Dana White, you want to be part of that fight. If you're Dana White, you want to be in cahoots with all these guys, with Mayweather, Floyd,
or
and Conor.
you don't want the fight to take place at all. And look, he got
man.
fucked because Nurmagomedov got sick making that weight. If Nurmagomedov didn't get sick making that weight, then
Who got
Nurmagomedov and
fucked?
Tony Ferguson, Dana White did.
Oh, okay.
Like the
I thought you were
UFC
saying Conor did.
No, the UFC did. Because look, the real fight is the winner of Tony Ferguson and Khabib Nurmagomedov
In the UFC.
right? So that's the real fight, as like being a big challenge for Conor, and that could be $1 million+ pay-per-view.
As a
buys.
purist,
right?
ooh.
Especially if you either have that fight or the better fight financially is another fight with Nate Diaz.
No, the better fight financially is Mayweather.
Oh yeah, for boxing,
But not even
For
close. No,
sure.
I'm saying for Conor
Oh
McGregor.
no, for sure.
For Conor as a business, that's by far the best fight.
100% agree
What do you
with
think
you.
he's
What
gonna
I'm
make?
saying, and
20 million?
way more than
Oh,
that.
excuse
Conor?
me, sir.
100 million.
Conor?
Like 100
Probably
million.
100.
100 million
And
each.
Floyd too?
Ray Borg looks good as fuck.
Yeah, he
man.
does.
He's